everybody, and welcome back to Life with Lolo. It is time for our weekly recap of 911. This is the original show, and this is the season 4, episode 1, and it was titled The New Abnormal. All right, y'all. So this episode was good. It was action packed. Like, they came back after a long hiatus and gave us some good ish. Okay, but before I jump into this recap review, if you are not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button along with the notification bell. And if you end up liking this review recap, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button along with the share button. All right, y'all, let's jump right into it. Okay, so it says September, so it's a 911 call, so it says September. We hear on the radio or whatever, they're saying like they're in Los Angeles and the rates of coronavirus. I don't think they really said the virus name, but they said like the rates are going down. So, go outside, get some air, have a good time or whatever. So we see this lady, she got her mask on, she got her headphones on, because that's how we hear in the radio. And she riding on the bike. So she riding the bike, and she going around this bend, and on the bend we see this man, he the waterman, like the water and power man or whatever. He on the phone, he talking to his wife. So she riding the bike, he like, well, I'm at the wife on the phone talking about micro quakes and stuff. So she nervous, I guess. And so we see the lady again riding the bike. So then she gets to this area, and it's like a piece of cement or something. And she like, that's odd. That don't belong there, whatever. And then the ground starts shaking. I was like, oh, hell no. So the ground starts shaking. And then she turned around and look, and she see all this water flowing. I was like, girl. So she started pedaling. And on her phone, she was like, call 911. So she called 911. And she like, the dam is falling apart. The dam is falling apart. And so she's telling them. And so then she gets swallowed up. I said, oh, Lord, she dead. So then it's 2 hours before the dam. So we see Maddie. And she on like a Skype or something, Zoom or whatever, talking to Chimney or whatever. And she's pregnant. So she asking for some coffee. Albert is with her at the house because Albert, Maddie, and Chimney, they live together. But Chimney is staying with Buck, I guess because he wanted to be quarantined and stuff, keep her safe or whatever. So she fussing about she want coffee. Albert like, well, I'm gonna give her some coffee. Chimney like, no, don't give her no coffee. But what can he do? He through the computer. So Buck like, you should be with her having this conversation in person and not still sitting here in my kitchen or whatever. He was like, Hen and what's the name? Oh Lord, what is his name? What Hen? Oh God, Eddie. Hen and Eddie already went home to their kids. Why are you still here or whatever? So then Chimney was like, well, shouldn't you be upstairs talking to your girlfriend via the Skype or whatever? And he was like, that ain't my girlfriend. We just talking or whatever. She had some stuff to do. So here go Albert. How you picking up people during the pandemic? Tell me your secret. So Chimney like, I ain't got no secret or nothing like that. I wonder if it's somebody he was talking to before and they hit him up. And then they talking again, because he won't tell them who he talking to. Ooh, what if it's no, I don't think it's Abby. She broke his heart too bad. I don't think it's Abby. But he's talking to somebody. We gonna find out soon though. Not this episode, but soon we gonna find out. Anyway, Maddie stand up, she got her little belly. I said, oh, she's so cute pregnant. And so they talk about how big the baby is, the baby the size of a mango, and she missed Chimney, and she tells Chimney like the whole purpose of us moving in together was for you to be here. And he like, yeah, but I just want you to be safe and stuff. And so they end the call, and then Maddie is sad. Albert tries to cheer her up and stuff, but she worried, and he worried, but she missed her boo. So then we see Alfreda. She having flashbacks of when she got beat up. Remember that guy had attacked her and stuff like that. She had to go to the hospital and all the other stuff. So she having flashbacks. And she been off work for 6 months. And now today is her first day back. So we see Henry. I was trying to remember the names, y'all. So we see, or is it Harry? What's the little boy name? He on the Skype with Mike. And he lives with him now, going to school, or I guess they going back in the classroom or something, child. I was like, Or maybe not, because he ain't had no pants on. So maybe he wasn't going to make the class. But he has a little suit on and stuff because he trying to look cute for his little girlfriend in the class and stuff. So they talking about that, him, Bobby, and Alfreda and stuff. And of course, Mike and Bobby is worried about Alfreda going back to work. But she said it's time for her to go back to work. She tired of being in that little herbal garden. She want to go back to work or whatever. But she going to be on desk duty, so they don't need to be worried about her. So, they get off the Skype. Alfreda mad at Bobby because Bobby then ran information to Mike. So she like, y'all can't be talking about behind me. Y'all can't be talking about me behind my back. Like, I'm grown. I'm okay. I know what I'm doing. I'm fine or whatever. So Bobby like, all right, I ain't gonna worry about you or whatever. You say you fine. You ready to go back? Go back. But we already know she not really like 100% like mentally ready to go back. But she want to go back out there and test the waters and see, you know, how it's going to be when she go out there or whatever. So then it's a 911 call. So people meeting, and it's these two people. So Ashley and Keith. So it's Keith and Ashley, and they business partners or whatever. And I guess they work for a firm or something, and they got a client. But Keith and this intern been seeing a client behind Ashley back. She like, y'all taking money from my pockets. I want all my commission. So he like, look, we and then the boy, this Keith, he lying about how many times he done met with the client and stuff like that. And she like, was this because I'm a woman? Or he was like, no, it ain't got nothing to do with you being a woman. We just wanted to meet this and that and stuff like that. So they arguing, child. While they arguing, he was like, well, I ain't throw you underneath no bus. I ain't throw you underneath. She was like, look, I want you to run me my money. Run me all my commission, okay? He was like, well, I ain't throw you under no bus, child. Soon as he said throw underneath the bus, why a bus came through the office building. Now, this is a skyrise office building. I said, oh, my God. So I screamed so loud. I said, why that scared me? Like I was on the bus or something. Or I was in the office. So anyway, it says 1 hour before the dam. So then we going backwards. So then we see Bobby. He's talking to Hen. And he's telling Hen how he worried about Alfreda. No, I said Alfreda. It's Althena. Child. Please forgive me. So Althena, he's talking about how he worried about Althena going back to work and stuff. And she like, she got this, okay? That's why she was riding the police car without a partner and stuff like that, because she can handle her own. You know how she is. She'll just have to work through this on her own. She'll figure it out on her own. She don't need our help, and she'll get through this, or by herself or whatever. So she's telling her they talking about that. And we see Althena, she at the office with the captain. So the captain is welcoming her back, and Althena got to get used to putting the mask on and stuff. So the captain like, well, you got plenty of time to read about the new protocols and stuff, what you on desk duty and whatnot. And so she was like, well, I was kind of surprised to see that you came back to work or whatever, with everything happening and stuff. And so she was like, but I had to get out of the house and stuff or whatever. So then they started talking about May, and she was like, well, how's May doing? And she was like, yeah, she's doing okay. She's taking a year off or whatever. And it's fine that she's taking a year off because they just doing virtual or whatever. But I'm not happy about where she working at. So then we see where she working at. She at the 911 station. So she works for the 911 call station. So she working with Maddie, and she over there practicing like she talking to somebody, girl. And so Maddie was like, all right, we ain't doing that. So come on over here. While I talk to the people, you gonna be typing up the stuff. So she was like, all right, whatever. So then we back at the dam. So this is before everything went on or whatever. Remember, it's an hour before the dam broke. So we see the power and water man again. And he on the phone talking to his wife, and he telling her he at the reservoir, and she like, well, I can't wait till this month is over. And he like, well, it's September. What do you say? Not how much worse could it get, or something like that. I said, oh no. So he get a call from his boss, so he like, all right, baby, I gotta talk to you later. I gotta call from my boss. So he switched over to the boss. Then we see the bus driver. So the bus driver, she, picking up this boy CJ or whatever. CJ got Asperger's and whatever, but he a regular on the bus. So they having a conversation, and he telling her that he going to like some class or something, and he working on his eye contact and stuff. He was cute. And they, just talking or whatever. And so we go back to the Power Man. So the Power Man, he's talking to his boss, and he like, well, I'll check it out or whatever. I'll check it out. So he gonna go look to see what's going on. I said, oh God, no. So then we back on the bus. So this guy get on the bus, he real mean like or whatever. CJ talking to the regular, what was the lady name? I don't remember the lady name. But she had on like a pink apron. It was Pink Apron Wednesday. So CJ talking to her. And so CJ like trying to ignore the man sitting in the front row of the bus. So if you ever been on the bus, the front row is for like handicapped and old people or pregnant people, stuff like that, little kids stuff. So he like, all right. He was trying to ignore it, but then he was like repeating because people with Asperger's, they kind of repeat stuff like what they hear on the bus or whatever. So he's telling the man like those seats is reserved for seniors and handicapped people, but he's saying it the way like if the bus would say it or whatever. And the man just looking like whatever. So he still sits there, whatever. So then we see the water Power Man. We back with him. So it's the earthquake. I said, oh God. So then we at the fire station. So Eddie and them talking about the quake, and they talking about it's a micro quake. It's about a 3 to 4 or something like that, and whatever. So then we see the Power Man again. He goes through the gate to the reservoir. He going to look at the dam. Child, all we hear is the water whoosh out of the thing. So I said, oh Lord, him dead. I said, Lord, him dead. So then we hear the lady, then we hear the call from the lady, the original bike rider. She's saying like, the dam is coming apart. And so again, I'm like, Lord, she did or whatever. And so then we see CJ, he keep repeating that the bus seats or whatever is for handicapped and old people or whatever. And then we feel like we don't feel it, but they feel like the earthquake or whatever. And so something happened where CJ looked and he saw all this water, and then he said something. I said, oh Lord, they all about to be dead. And then the water sweeps the bus up. The bus go whoosh. Everybody in the bus falling over. I'm like, oh my God. Next we see the goddamn bus. We gonna see the bus in the office building, of course, because they had already showed us that. But right now, we back at the 911 station where they bunkering down. They like, it's an earthquake and stuff. People gonna be worried. We're gonna get a whole bunch of calls. So be ready or whatever. And I can't remember the guy's name, but he the supervisor now. Because remember, it was the older lady. And did she get fired or shot or something? What happened to her? She don't work there no more. Because now the guy, he in charge. And he running stuff now or whatever. So he telling them like, look, this the flood board. When calls come in, put it up here where the flooded area's at. He got May doing all that or whatever. And then we see the bus on the news. So the bus is literally in the high rise. So this the high rise. This the bus. This the bus. I said, oh my God. So it's people in the bus, child. So anyway, we see Bobby and them. They in the elevator. Because on the news, it was like fire and rescue is rushing up to help them or whatever on the scene. Child, they in the slow ass elevator. I was cracking up. So they in the elevator. They going up or whatever. Why they get out the elevator? Here go Eddie. Well, at least it's not a tsunami. I said, you right. You is right, Eddie. So then we see we on the bus or whatever. So, well, we in the office or whatever. The one lady, Ashley, because remember, Ashley and Keith, well, I need another pen. We see Ashley and Keith was standing here, and then the bus was like, so the bus came and separated them two or whatever. So he went flying, she went flying one way, but we found out he underneath the damn bus. I said, oh God. So Ashley, she's still alive. So they give her some smelling salts. She pop open, she alive or whatever. I said, oh, okay, she's still alive. And then everybody's still on the bus. They still alive. So it's like, all right, whatever. But they freaking out. I would have been freaking out too. So, because they moving and stuff. And then the captain like, look, stay still, don't move, stay still, or whatever. So then Eddie and Buck, they get on the roof or whatever. They trying to stabilize the bus. They gonna hop down, put some hooks on the bus to hold the bus to the building so the bus will stay in the building while they get everybody off. So the bus driver, she pinned by a beam, the beam like this, but she's still alive or whatever. It ain't in her body, and it's just pinned up on her shoulder. So the mean man, his leg, he must got some glass all up in there. So he like, oh, it hurts so bad, I gotta take it. So he takes it out. The blood just, because of course he hit an artery or something. CJ like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. So then CJ take his belt off. He said he was a scout. He said he got Aspies. How is it Aspies? Well, the shortness of Asperger's. He was like, and then he got that, and he was a scout or whatever. So he take the belt and put a tourniquet around the man's legs to stop it or whatever. And so Buck, he on the bus or whatever, and he like, well, at least the bus won't explode. So I was like, oh, praise God, no exploding bus. So then the pink lady, with the one with the whole, she had all pink on and a pink apron or something, child. So she finally waking up. CJ like, she waking up. He freaking out a little bit, but he's still a little calm, but he freaking out because there's a lot going on. He got Asperger's. So, like I said, they hooking up the bus. They lift the bus up, child. They see Keith underneath the damn bus. I said, oh, Lord. So I said, oh, God, Keith dead. But they said, no, he got a pulse. So he still got a pause, but his pelvis broke or something like that. And they try to figure out how they going to get the people off the bus with him underneath the bus. Because I guess they was going to lower the bus and then people was going to walk off the bus. But they can't obviously do that if the man underneath the dang on bus. So Cat like, I don't know. We're going to figure it out. So Keith's still alive, like I said. He started talking. He started apologizing to Ashley, telling Ashley like, yes, it was that you was a woman. The man was sexist and stuff like that. And I apologize and I'm sorry. And they like, look, Chimney was like, look, can y'all, complete this conversation? Because they start arguing about commissions or something. I said, Lord, the man about to die. But anyway. So Chimney like, look, can y'all figure it out when we get the seesaw bus off you? So then Captain was like, oh, bet, seesaw. So work the bus like a seesaw or whatever. So then they figure out, he tells Eddie to like wiggle the bus or something, he said, child. So they get on the bus. They start using triaging people. They like, get this person off. They got a little laceration. Get these people off. They got this. They get this or whatever. The pink lady, she ended up having a cerebral hematoma. Child, they was like her dang on brain gonna come out her eyeball. Then I don't know why they said that in front of CJ, because he was like the he was like, what? Her eyeball. So then she started coughing or something, and then all this blood and spinal fluid came out. So they was like, we really gotta get her off the bus. So then they grab her, they carry her out of there or whatever. CJ keeps just repeating, it's pink apron day, it's pink apron day, it's pink apron day. Keith, he fading in and out, child. Bobby like, all right, tilt the bus. But they like, you got to get off the bus or whatever. He like, just tilt the bus. I got this. So CJ, he's talking to CJ, calming CJ down and stuff, telling CJ, look, I know you scared, but I'm here for you. You're not alone. Take my hand, please put his hand out. So then CJ grabbed his hand. The bus tilted. They dragged Keith out from underneath the bus. Keith apologizing and all this other stuff. And Ashley was like, look, I still want my commission. He was like, what about 50-50? I said, you almost died. He said, what about 70-30? No. How about she want all her money? So, they back on the bus. So they get everybody off. CJ and the Cap, they still on there, whatever. And so CJ like, I Asperger's and I'm working on my eye contact or whatever. He was like, you doing good. So then they see that the bus leaking. So I said, oh God, I thought the bus wasn't going to explode. So it's leaking fuel. So then all of a sudden, Buck tried to get on there and tell Captain to get off, but then it's like, boosh, this big explosion. Buck, he worried about the cat. Hey, Captain, get Bobby. Bobby and CJ, they okay. So then they get off the bus. CJ was like, I would like to get off the bus now. Yes, I bet you would. So then they get off the bus. They safe. I said, whoo, praise God. So then, what we see, child? So then we see, Althena, she back at the squad, the precinct or whatever. So she on the phone managing the police officers outside and stuff, and she putting like pins on the map and stuff or whatever. And her supervisor comes in and tells her like, look, because Althena was like, they is short. And she was like, yeah, and they going to keep getting short because this is going to be a landslide or a mudslide or something like that. So I'm going to need you out in the field. I know this your first day and you want to take it slow, but we need you back out there. So she like, oh my God. So she thinking about it, but of course she going to go out there because, you know, she ain't going to leave her fellow man down. So, then we see somebody call in the 911 call center. So they call on the 911 call center. She like, I'm trapped somewhere. I'm underground. I'm in a pipe. My rib and my ankle is broken. And we figure out it's the bike rider. So I was like, oh, she's still alive? How the hell? Somehow she got swept under the pipe, child. Woo. But she underground. And so the guy, is his name Stuart? No, his name not Stuart. That's my cat name. I don't know what's that man name. I cannot remember that man name. But anyway, he talking to Maddie, and he like, well, at least she underground. She was like, yeah, she underground. And he was like, oh yeah, the ground where it's about to be a whole landslide that's about to collapse on top of her, whatever. So they got to find out where she at. She don't know where she at. She sees something on the wall and it say SP, but that's not, you know, a real big help or whatever. So they try and figure out where she at. So then we rewind 6 months before the slide. So then we figuring out what this is the bike rider story or whatever. So the bike rider, it's another biker. He coming up to her. She checking the mail or something like that, and it's her husband. He was an avid bike rider or whatever like that. And so they do like a shelter in place order. So it's March or whatever. So from March to June, they just buying groceries, leave it at the door, put it by the mailbox, put it by here, you know, just whatever. And so then by like July, they go out or whatever, and her husband start riding the bike, so forth or whatever. So she was like, well, how was your bike ride? And he comes off the bike and he just collapses or whatever. I don't know if he had a heart attack or if he had COVID, who knows or whatever at that point. So then, I think that was June. So then July, she calling the hospital because remember we couldn't go to the hospitals and stuff. I don't think we could still go with people to the hospital. So she calls the hospital to check on her husband and stuff like that. Child, she found out her husband died. So her husband had died. So this July, so then August, she's talking to her mom. Her family live in Wisconsin, so she ain't seen her family in forever. And she's talking to her mama, and she like, you know, ain't nowhere for me to really go, yada, yada, yada. So then she looks and sees her husband's bike. So I guess she ain't want to ride his bike, so she buys her own bike, puts it together and stuff like that. So now it's September. So September, she goes out, she got her helmet, she got her headphones, she got her mask, she riding her bike or whatever. So that's how she got back. That's why she was bike riding and stuff like that. So then we hear her on the phone and she's talking to Maddie and she's saying like, you know, what happened and she's all by herself and this is her fault for stepping outside. And her husband, she told Maddie, her husband just died. He had a whole bunch of blood clots. He died from COVID. He fought it for a long time, but then he had all these blood clots and then he ended up passing away. So she's saying like, I guess it was ride or die, and then was die. I said, oh no, not die. No, girl, don't give up. So then she's saying like everything hurt, and she trying to make her way to the because then Maddie and the guy was like, well, is it a box or something there? She was like, yeah, it is a box. So she trying to make her way to the box. She make her way to the box. It got a padlock on it. I said, Lord have mercy. She can't win. So then Maddie like, well, do you have tools that you carry to fix your tires? So she was like, oh yeah. So she get that. She start banging on it. Her name Janelle or something like that. So she banging on it. So then she like, oh God, I can't get it open. I'm so alone. My husband done died. I just give up. This is what I'm supposed to happen. This is supposed to happen. I haven't seen my family in years. And so Maddie's like, look, it is not your time. Do this. You gotta save yourself right now. So then she like, okay. So then she starts screaming. She finally break it. She pressed the button. So then they gonna find her, whatever. Child, she was all the way near the dang on ocean. She like, why I smell the ocean? They was like, she not even in Santa Monica. She was somewhere near the ocean. That water had carried her far away. So then we see Althena. So then she out, right? So she talking to these patrol guys and stuff, and they trying to knock on doors and tell people to get out the houses and stuff because it's fitting to be a whole landslide and stuff. That whole town is fitting to go under. So they like, oh, it's good to see you back, Captain. Oh, not Captain, Sergeant or whatever. And she like, oh, okay, well, thank you. You know, you can't keep a old girl down for too long or something like that. So then she tell them, you know how she do, bossing around and stuff. And they leave. So then she goes to the door. She knock on the door. I said, Lord, please don't let nobody crazy, just be somebody crazy, a killer or something. We ain't got time for this in the first episode. But she go knock on the door. Because then the person peeked out. And so she was like, I know somebody in there. I just saw you peek out the window or whatever. So she like, all right. She opened up the door. She was like, oh, yeah, you know, I got the text messages and the calls and stuff. I was fitting to hit out or whatever. I'm about to leave. So she was like, all right. So the lady tried to close the door. Althena was like, she busting the door. I said, Althena, what is you doing? So she busting the door. And at first I was like, well, is she a squatter or something like this? This ain't her house or something. Like, what's going on with her? But then we figured out that, because Althena was like, well, these your shoes. And then she looked at the shoes. She was like, have you worn these shoes? Like, when was the last time you was out of the house? Child, this lady ain't been out the house in 7 years. I said, oh my God. So I can't think of the word, that phobia where you just stay in the house. I know it's not agoraphobia. I think that's spiders. It's something where you stay in the house. So she has not been out her house in 7 years. She like, it's scary out there. I can't go out there, whatever. Althena like, look here, lady. We ain't got time for these shenanigans. Your house is about to go under. We got to get on up out of here. This block is mandated for a landslide. I know, but maybe it's best if I leave. I think they're like, look, I got beat down 6 months ago, okay? Almost died and whatnot. Jaw locked up, shut. I had to sip food through a straw. But I'm out here right now, okay? And you got to get out of here now. You done put on makeup, you done put on your clothes and stuff like that. You got to get on out of here because you still strong and you have the will to get out the house. So let's get out the house. So they like, all right, or whatever. We had saw like a little scene where May had called Bobby and she was worried about Althena and stuff like that. And Bobby was like, she gonna be okay. She just pushing paper at the desk or something like that. Or, you know, she not gonna be in nothing too strenuous or nothing like that. So then May was like, all right, Bobby, I gotta go. Because she saw something up on the screen. So then she was like, she gotta go. The lady like, I know I put this makeup on and these clothes on and stuff, but I'm just lying to myself. I wasn't never gonna step out the house or whatever. Althena like, look, well, today is the day. So let's go. Let's go. Put these little new shoes on. Let's get on up out of here. So then, child, they looking in the 911 station and the bridge was moving. I said, not the bridge. So the bridge moving. It's a big quake, okay? So they getting out. So Althena thinking the lady and Althena, they walking towards the door or whatever. So the lady had her little foot. I need a door, child. So this the door. Oh, but this the doorway. So Althena already here. Okay, she out the house. Okay, this the lady. This her little foot. And her little foot about to go out there. And then she was like, nope, can't do it. So then she goes back in the house. Runs back in the house. Althena, who outside the house, child, always saving people. She run back into the house, child. When she go back into the house, it's like, boom, the freaking house falls down the hill, the mountain, the something. And the Hollywood sign falling apart, child. All you see is the steps left of the house. Mind you, the lady in Althena is in the house that has disappeared. And then the show went off. I said, no, you didn't. No, you didn't. Oh, they make me mad when they do stuff like that. But that was the episode, y'all. Y'all let me know what y'all felt about this episode. It was fire. I love this show because it always gives me excited. I'm like, oh, God, no. It was good. Y'all let me know what y'all felt about the show down there in them comments below. If y'all ended up liking this review recap, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. And if you are not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and the notification bell to be notified when I drop new videos. All right, y'all. Until next time. Peace.